across the country to sort of basically encourage racial profiling, and I know, the number of agreements, 287G agreements, went down, but then first Trump administration, a number of studies have come out of Chicago and New York, which show, you make of it what you will, but 80+% being false alarms. I'm not. I don't have to get into a debate about whether 10% is worth the 85 whatever. But yeah, do you have anything?
I do know it worked as intended last night, sir.
Okay. And then I guess I'm not sure you can answer this question, but in terms of the Boston Trust Act and this grant, so there's it's something called it's Section 287G of the Immigration and Nationality Act grants the Department of Homeland Security the ability to enter into agreements with law enforcement agencies to enforce immigration law. This provision is found across the country to sort of basically encourage racial profiling, and I know the number of agreements, 287G agreements, went down, but then first Trump administration increased them. I imagine they'll be looking to increase them before. If I guess, and it's not expressly prohibited by the Boston Trust Act. I read it as prohibiting it because it doesn't allow our police department to be used to enforce immigration law or perform the functions of an immigration officer. But if the city entered into a 287G agreement, like would the city council be notified of that?
I'm not qualified to answer that question. I would have to speculate, so I want to make sure I get it to the right person and get back to you, sir.
Sure, and I guess my other question, which is just, does the Boston Police Department read the Boston Trust Act as prohibiting the city from entering into a 287G agreement?
I'm not sure. I would imagine they are, but I don't want to, again, it'd be speculation on my part.
Okay. Okay, sorry, so that's, I guess last thing is, in terms of the $11.9 million grant, is any of that earmarked for purchase of new surveillance equipment? Do you know?
Not that I know of. I know